Hello everyone, happy to be bringing you this match between NM gameoverbro, the second seed in the Blullet Knockout, against Penta A5. So let's see how they get along here, and already gameoverbro in a bit of trouble here. Well, not exactly. He picks up a piece and yeah, he's cruising to victory here. It looked a bit dicey, but I guess there wasn't a whole load there, just queen e7 now, and yeah, he seems safe. And he should be on his way to convert a 5 at some point, maybe now. He's playing on the queen side. And yeah, just queen g3, threatening mate, and oh, he falls for mate in 1, and that's it. Alright, so first game in the books. Yeah, sorry I'm recording this a bit late, but what you gotta do. Alright, so actually, we need to add a further minute as well for the match clock. Unfortunately, gameoverbro has been very busy, so he needs to play this match very quickly. So let's see if that's going to play a role, if his well, his need to just get out of here as quickly as possible is going to make him make some questionable decisions. Okay, so we're off with, what was this, some sort of Tarash, right? Let's go back a bit. Yep, Tarash, French. And yeah, here Ahmad just giving up the c5 pawn, not taking it immediately, and gameoverbro is going to hang on to that pawn for as long as possible. Bishop e3 can come at any point, a4 now, just to stop any a4 by black, dislodging this knight, which is protecting the pawn. And now you play bishop e3 and try to protect the pawn. Of course, black has knight e4, attacking the pawn further. In principle, white shouldn't be able to hold on to the pawn for far too long, but he sure as heck is going to try, and that's what's going to be annoying in this position. So usually in these positions, you try to hold on to the c5 pawn, and if you find that you're not able to hold on to the c5 pawn, you switch gears. Like here, gameoverbro could, for example, maybe after finding out that, well, c5 isn't going to be there for long, he could use the time that black is spending in trying to pick up this pawn and try to create something else, try to get some activity in some other way, so that he would be the one with the extra tempo or the extra initiative. So I guess this is exactly what he's trying to do. For now he's still hanging on to the pawn, but after something like maybe knight e5, well, knight d2 is smart because he's trying to just get rid of the only attacker of the pawn, so yeah, not looking good there. Okay, goes back. Also a good decision, because now white's knight on d2 is just really blocking the queen. So he repeats. Of course, after knight e4, gameoverbro isn't going to repeat, and Ahmad doesn't even go for knight e4. I would have played knight e4. Now rook d2, attacking the d5 weakness. Of course, this pawn is weak as well. It's an isolated pawn, and it's not offering any attacking chances, so it's quite weak in this position. We could perhaps see bishop g5, just trying to get rid of this defender. Whoops, just trying, whoa. And h6 is smart, stopping any bishop g5. So what's he going to do now? I'm thinking about maybe just like, also there are of course these ideas which can get quite annoying, followed by even knight d6 at some opportune moment. And even like yeah, I was thinking like the a5 pawn is standard as well, so maybe knight d4 and pick up the pawn and put pressure on the pawn somehow with the queen as well, but that's unnecessary and too far off anyway, not going to happen anytime soon. So he plays c3, just cementing the d4 square, not a bad move either. Now knight d4 I feel is kind of gaining in strength. He goes queen b1. He wants to go queen f1. He He wants to go queen b5, I guess. That's the point. And apply pressure here. That's also very reasonable. And now he's opening the way as well. Yes, exactly. For this rook to come in and to double. Very nice remaneuvering plan here by Mr. Game Over Bro. I love it. Actually, queen f1. That's one of those mysterious moves you don't really appreciate as a weaker player. And yeah, when you get to Game Over Bro's level, you start seeing these kinds of moves and it just becomes even more beautiful. Alright, so here I don't like knight e5, just giving up this knight so quickly. Now queen b5 can come, and yeah, it's starting to get quite annoying for black, or just take the pawn, of course. Knight takes a5. Queen b5 was a more like solid approach because the pawns are still hanging, but no need for that. Just knight takes a5 and knight takes b7. And this pawn actually is this pawn is going to become a queen soon. This guy. We can see that happening. Now c6 at any moment, and yeah, it's getting quite sketchy for black, to say the least. Okay, so let's see what is going to be played. So yeah, this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. White should be easily winning. b4, a5, b5. All of these pawns are coming to play. No need to drop c3 though, but yeah. Okay, just c6. You always have queen b5 to protect the c6 pawn, and now this queen f1 is starting to look like a brilliant move, which it is, because now you have access to the b5 square with your queen. So very, very nice play. Now having said that, okay, queen d6 and queen c7. I guess he's going to take this guy. Maybe not the most accurate here. Ooh. Threatening some nasties here, but it's actually not even mate. But here you definitely have to take. Actually, can you even take on d5? He's definitely considering it. Probably just no need, just g3 and threaten this, yeah. Threaten bishop f4, and even knight takes d6 at some point is available, sacrificing the queen with this boomerang. But of course no need either. Probably still would be winning for white just because of these crazy passed pawns, but yeah, of course. No, absolutely no reason to go for that. So let's see what black is going to do here. It's difficult to suggest anything. I don't know why you went with bishop d6. Why not just like queen e6 trying to attack the pawn? At least that would have offered stiffer resistance, I would have thought. But okay. Queen e4. Huh. So what about just queen takes d5? Isn't that simple and good? Queen takes d5, yeah. And if queen b1 check, you always have rook d1. And if a trade does occur and you take back, there is taking, but you can just then take with the knight, which would be unprotected then. But you use it to take the bishop and you're just up a piece then. Actually not a piece, 2 minor pieces against the rook, but with 7 billion extra pawns. So that should be enough. And he just resigns, okay. Yeah, it's completely lost, but it's a bit surprising to resign here. But it's the best decision. But I mean, usually I'm used to people drawing the game out longer. So honestly, that's a good decision by Penta to resign. He's not going to be able to recover, to be honest, against his esteemed opponent. So this is something I play. And bishop g4, okay. Yeah, this is, yeah. Okay, here you have to play d5. Usually black goes with knight b8 and tries to play some kind of cramped position and something like that, but yeah. It shouldn't be all that great for black, of course, but yeah, this is actually Game Over Bro's style. He likes to go for these kinds of cramped positions, but with a lot of maneuvering for black, and he's good at finding positional ideas. He's also a very tactical player, like he has brilliant sacrifices against. I've seen some of his games against the English, they were absolutely crazy. We should maybe cover them sometime on this channel. But yeah, so yeah, this is his style. So you look here, white is absolutely fine. He has a bit of space advantage. His bishop is outside the pawn chain. No real reason why white should be any worse. He's of course better. I wouldn't say much better, but better. But there's a lot to be said here about the maneuvers, and we're going to see Game Over Bro slowly going for some of these maneuvers. So let's see here if Ahmed is going to go for a queen trade with d takes e5. D takes e5, going for le quino tredo. Is that going to occur? Nope. Okay, so should Maroon now take on d4? Probably, and maybe some d5, just trying to get, but that drops a pawn, no? So what I was trying to say was takes, yeah, takes, d5. You have to bear with me, my mouse wasn't working. And yeah, the point of d5 is just to get some pawn in the center, but after takes, knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes c7, the pawn is hanging. So not easy to do that decision. I was thinking of some knight takes d4 in the end there, but no, that doesn't work. Intending some kind of pin here, but even the rook wasn't on e8 already. So now with the rook being on e8, it still doesn't work actually. But hey, useful to at least try this. Okay, he pushes. Now this is going to be a strategic battle, which Maroon is going to be much favored in, because now, yeah, Maroon is really the king of knight maneuvers, and this position is closed now. This is a closed center, and yeah, the knights will have a lot of useful squares to make use of, and yeah, it's going to be quite some long maneuvering game for Mr. Game Over Bro. But Penta a5 seems to think otherwise. Ahmed here opening up the position, which isn't so well timed, because these squares are going to be quite weak, and yeah, I don't really foresee this going well either. So Maroon develops, he wants to go knight c5, bishop f8 at some point, just make use of this. I misclicked again. So make use of this file, and this weakness on e3 is going to bite. Now no possibility of the bishop getting here, but in the future it could become problematic. So let's see what Penta here is going to do. Maybe b4, discouraging knight c5. That could potentially be an idea. It's actually, yeah, he goes a5, so that b4 is no longer possible, so knight c5 is coming, and any a3 intending b4 can be met with a4, so that you take en passant. Of course, that immediately actually isn't possible. a3 and a4, I just can't be greedy and take. So maybe now is Penta's opportunity to play a3. Then after a3, I guess just knight c5 anyway, and if b4 takes, and knight e4, knight ce4, so a3, knight c5, b4, he goes a3, takes, and now you have the open a file as black, and you can just go to e4, and you have quite a good position. In these positions, after for example taking and takes back, bishop d3 can occur, and it's not so easy for black to keep an advantage. Of course here black is the one who's pressing, even though white has the bishop pair, but yeah, this bishop on h2 was making for a silly impression, and there are a lot of weaknesses. Now the bishop g3, the bishop is being rerouted. Yeah, but here he messed up because he allowed a4. He should have played b4, because now a4 is just a very strong move. Bishop e7 breaking the pin. f5, aggressive, attacking, opening up the position. Actually, yeah, he has to take the f5 pawn, and now queen takes f5, I guess. Just have a lot of pressure on the f file. So also on the f7 square, and actually not so simple to see how black is going to proceed. Maybe go for a queen trade. Yes, I was about to mention that. You're always not afraid of this because you can take, and even you can of course take because the knight is protecting as well. So that's completely fine. Okay. Just making sure the recording is going well. Yeah, not streaming this because at this time the internet is quite bad. So let's enjoy the stream. Alright. Okay, so Penta taking a lot of time here. Goes back. Bit of a surprising decision. Bit surprising, you know. I guess he thought being anywhere on the f file is... Actually, why not like something, just keeping the queen on the f file. Going back to c2 is... Now maybe some knight e4. Could be annoying actually. So knight e4, making use of this tactic because this bishop on h4 is loose. So if knight takes, for example, you don't recapture. You could. Actually you can't because that would lose a piece. So you take here first. So after knight e4 and knight takes e4, take here. Okay, he goes a different direction. Knight b3, tending to go knight d4 and maybe try to win the light squared bishop. Yeah, that's completely reasonable as well. Let's see what's he going to do here. So now maybe just bishop d3, and to be honest I feel like yeah, bishop d3, and what's the point here? What are you playing as black? Knight d4? I feel like Maroon has slowly been getting outplayed in this position, to be honest. I don't really understand. He goes back to c5. Yeah, that's a sign that things aren't going well. Bishop f5, queen f2, and the pressure is mounting. Oh no, Maroon in some trouble here. Wow, can Ahmed get a game here? Of course, I mean, him being outrated by so much, winning the match is basically impossible statistically, but getting some games, that's going to be quite an achievement. So let's see if he's up to the task now. Knight takes d5, is that a possible tactical idea? Though there's queen f5, you have to watch out. Ah, tricky, tricky. Tricky, tricky. Queen f5. Oh, g6. It's a sad move to make, so just let me explain something. So knight takes d5, the familiar boomerang tactic. So that if takes occurs, you take on h4. Again, we were looking at this previously, but the problem is, boom, queen f5 threatening mate. And if the knight goes back, just bishop takes h4 with still the same mate threat. Okay, let's go back to the game because it's getting... Ah, now it's played. Now it's played. And it seems to be working, unfortunately for Penta a5. So what should he have played here? Was there a real way to prevent it? Maybe just go back to f2. I don't know, but yeah, now it's working. And look at the timely queen e3, trading queens, and even forking these two annoying pieces. Now he's definitely going to take that bishop. He's no longer down the bishop pair. And yeah, let's just watch the conversion here. Game over, bro. Did splendidly to be able to come back in this position. Allowing knight takes c7, but of course there's rook c8 and bishop takes rook takes h4. So completely fine. And now maybe just knight c5 and maybe some c6 at some point. King g7 just getting out of any forks. Now knight check, and you can pick up the pawn. And Penta here resigns. Yeah, that was a tough game for Penta. He definitely had an advantage somewhere. Definitely, no. I mean, when the queen was, yeah, when the bishop was on d3, that was definitely advantageous. There's no way that wasn't. Okay, so Maroon going here for another one of these slow b3 c4 setups. Just getting a game going. And Penta being ketos as well on the queen side. Some kind of symmetry going on here. Black is perfectly fine, of course. But again, remember Maroon's approach. He wants to play the slow grinding game. So doesn't care if he doesn't get an opening advantage. Completely dissimilar to my style, by the way. But hey, to each his own. It's been particularly effective in this match. Still though, the third game, I mean, left some question marks, but yeah, he was able to steady the ship there. Okay, rook c1. And yeah, what's going to be played here? Knight e4, allowing, not really, there is the potential idea of knight takes e3, uncovering this discovered attack. But the problem is there's knight takes f6 check. So now, actually, knight takes e3 is a threat. So let's see what he protects knight, seeing all of these tactical dangers and nuances. Let's see now. Bishop d3. Okay, f5, very enterprising. Quite logical as well. He goes knight d2. Perhaps, just a moment. Perhaps after knight g3 he was afraid of some f4. And after takes, there's knight takes f4. With a lot of pressure on the long diagonal and attacking the bishop. Perhaps not something that's so pleasant. So he goes back to d2 instead. And now he's preparing this e4 break and potentially trying to take. Okay, takes is automatic now. No? I guess you can think of this. Knight c4 makes a lot of sense as well. Jostling to the 5 square. So let's see. Yeah, that seems perfectly reasonable. Knight takes d4 now. Or do you take with the bishop? Or with the pawn? Quite a tough decision, actually. I would imagine taking with the pawn is not so smart, because then you just give up the d5 square. Though there are some arguments that e6 is weak in the end anyway, but yeah, okay, bishop. Yeah, I like with the bishop, yeah. I would have probably taken with knight. Because I have the other knight that could access the 5 square. Yeah. And you still like protect a3, because now, okay, the knight will always move to e5 with tempo. So this knight will always move to e5 with tempo on the queen. So you're not going to lose a3 if the knight gets pushed or anything, but yeah, just on principle I would prefer to keep the bishop on b2. Anyway, I believe a very minor difference, if at all. So he takes with the bish. So what's Penta going to play here? Bishop d8? No. No, man. No. Well, at least you're losing a pawn immediately. Like, bishop takes f6, bishop takes, and just bishop takes f5. And you're winning this. Quinita. So that was a possibility. He doesn't go for it. And in that line, there's also a lot of compensation for black. Even though he loses the queen, but he still has like the bishop pair, and it's not maybe so easy to convert. So he chooses to maintain his positional advantage. The point now is that knight d6 is going to be a huge idea. Whoa! And Ahmad sees the need to sacrifice the exchange here. Okay, a bit surprising, and by a bit I mean a lot. Yeah, this is just dead lost, of course. Yeah, not much to say, to be honest. Bishop a6 maybe for white to just try to get rid of the strong light squared bishop. Or bishop b5, bishop c6 is even stronger actually. Because the problem with bishop a6 was there was the potential of bishop d5. So bishop b5, knight 8 d7, yeah, now just bishop c6. Or you could try to maintain the pin. I don't like taking, to be honest. Okay, now he's just dropping everything. Just this. Now it's GG. Rook takes d7, attacking this. And threatening a discovery. I don't know why game over, bro, is... Yeah, he's just like really trying to make sure, I guess. And Penta a5 resigns. Yep. Another game in the books. So, yeah, just... to be honest, a positional masterclass by game over, bro. I mean, Penta didn't play that well. He kind of, yeah, got lost in the middle game. Just put his queen on the same file as the rook, which was problematic, and yeah, it went downhill from there. So c6 here is a very important move, denying the d5 square, so that you're able to play queen c7 without being afraid of any of this stuff. And now b5 going for expansion, and this is going to be the crux of I thought bishop a6, but knight b6 is preparing bishop a6. So this is going to be the crux of black's play, just getting a queenside initiative. And okay, so knight b6 preparing bishop a6, so that if here there is always the knight protecting, and knight d2 stopping that. So now what happens if here? It's just going to be a pin, right? So like that's what Maroon is going to be happy about. He puts the bishop here instead. Oh, I don't like this decision at all. Just dropping the... Not dropping, but I mean like losing the bishop pair for no good reason. I don't understand. I don't get why knight takes c4 was any problem. Okay. Knight h5. Is that working tactically? I was wondering about knight takes e5. What's the move there? You just take, right? But is that working? Then takes here. And there's takes here. I think it wasn't, to be honest. And if knight takes e5, you take with the bush. And he takes here. Then okay, taking here is... yeah, better for black, just an up in exchange. So yeah, actually knight takes e5 is working. Yeah, okay, but should have been calculated. I mean, Maroon definitely has it calculated. Okay, so now knight f4, very natural move. Now without the bishop pair, and with this bishop being here, I mean it's annoying, but after you see like rook e1 and queen e3, what's going to be really the point for black? You don't really get it. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Like, yeah, this position isn't so great for black, to be honest. And you can foresee that these pawns will become a weakness, these squares and the pawn will become a weakness. For the moment, not ooh, just allowing takes. I guess that, wait, or allowing knight f4. Or both. Yeah, I mean, the tactical point is that after takes, you have takes. So that if takes back, you can still take with the queen. You're not forced to take with the pawn, which would be a bad positional thing that would occur. But now you get knight f4 anyway with one more pair of rooks traded, so black controls the only open file on the board, the d file. And actually the queen has no way to maintain the protection of the knight, so we're going to see just simply bishop takes c4. And maybe some... yeah, just bishop takes c4. Now the queen is perched on an annoying spot. So still some caution needs to be exercised. Caution in the positional sense, of course. Some caution needs to be exercised by black. But it's looking quite good for black, to say the least. So let's see what he's going to do. Alright, taking his sweet time, and he should here. So bishop takes c4, b takes c4, and then what's our move? Maybe just f6 solidifying, but then you allow queen c7, queen b6. So maybe just c5 to prevent queen b6, right? Yeah, he does go for it. Yeah. Now some even queen f6, queen g6 to go for an attack, right? So bada boom, bada beam. Okay, the knight gets dislodged. Now it has to go to the g6 square or h5. h5 knight f6 could also be possible. Yup. Now long term, of course, if black is able to get this, the game is just easily winning. But that remains quite long term. So he goes to g6, maybe because after knight h5, queen g5, the possibility of f6 is not there because of queen takes h5, but now after queen g5, there is the possibility of f6, stopping the queen trade and cementing the pawn so that the knight is able to maneuver to, well, the promised land, basically. Knight d4 is going to be very powerful. So knight f8 is one step in that direction. Could potentially consider g6 now, stopping knight f5, but maybe that's playing into, yeah, maybe playing into white's hands too much, but knight f5 was actually quite annoying. Now white should really consider f4 for better or worse, just open up the position, try to get counterplay, because long term he's losing in the endgame. This pawn structure on the queen side is far too good for black, and as I said, rook d4, rook takes c4, rook takes c2, that's going to come with force. Queen h6 I don't like. It's an attacking idea that's not quite there, to be honest. Like, there's no attack here. Yeah, just queen g7 and you're losing a tempo. See, he just lost the tempo, and that's a big issue in this position. So now knight d4 is going to come, and it's going to be a problem. Okay, queen d7 now. So queen d4 is going to come. And what is white going to do? Yeah, I think f4 was the last opportunity, to be honest. Now even blocking f4. Because, yeah, now just king f7, for example. Yup, king f7. Seems a bit dangerous, but there's no good discovery or attacking idea. So it's just safe. Knight f5, like as a crazy sacrifice you can completely ignore. And queen takes a4, slowly starting to pick up the weak queen side pawn. See, knight f5. Smart by Ahmad, but here it can just be ignored. Actually, no threat. Yep. No need to take these kinds of pieces here. Of course, taking would still probably be winning for black, almost certainly, but no need. Absolutely no need. Now the knight is coming to d5, but you have queen d3 to pin, so that's not going to be an issue either. So queen d3. Queen d3, there's rook d1. But there's knight g5. Yeah, that's... You're going to see this, yeah. Knight g5. Or knight d4, both work. Knight d4 is even better because you're blocking any of these shenanigans. So now basically black is forced, white is forced to take there. And what's cruel about... Wait, queen e2 now, or queen c3, okay. What's cruel about this position is that something like queen takes f6, king takes, rook takes d3 actually doesn't work because of knight check, and you pick up this. Cruel. And even, you know what's worse after knight check, king g2 trying to pick up the knight, you check and you pick up the rook, not even losing your knight. So anyway, let's go back to the game. So Ahmed creating some counterplay, but Maroon is going to be very careful and not allow anything. Dropping the rook here. Yeah, it's going to be mate. Amazing. Amazing. Like the way Maroon kept that together. Wow. Never in doubt. Again, it was... Yeah, he just... I mean, Ahmad's woes started from the opening there. And you see just how strong of a player Maroon is. Like, he got that small opening advantage, and like, he was using all of these crazy tactics to keep the position together and just slowly increase his edge and not falling for any of these little tricks. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, to be honest. Very well played game by Maroon. This has to be one of his, like, finest victories in this match. Definitely not in his life, because he's played some even more spectacular games. Seriously, some of his games are like Alpha Zero, like some of his attacking games. I was just stunned by two of his games in OTB chess. I really should feature them on this channel, to be honest. By the way, in case, not in case, I did forget to mention, Maroon is actually a streamer. You can check out his channel, gameoverbro, a streamer slash YouTuber as well. But he hasn't been very active lately because of life. Hopefully he does get back to like a few streams here and there. Always very fun to watch. Okay. So, yeah, just let's talk a bit about this position. So he's lost the bishop pair here, definitely, but look at this knight on e5, a very standard attacking position actually. He gives up this kind of London bishop, but look at this, he gets a very strong pawn on f4, that's cementing this pawn on this knight on e5. And yeah, Ahmed has to make this concession of a move which is f5. Now, I think it was almost necessary, to be honest, otherwise you're going to get crushed. Crushed by the attack. So, and yeah, actually it's not easy to foresee how white is going to proceed. Not easy at all, actually. Yeah, see, c4. He feels like this is a good time to completely open up the position. Interesting. Interesting. So he's going to take now. Take on d5. Alright. Take on d7, queen b3. Or queen b3 immediately. Yeah, queen b3 immediately is fine. It's actually a fine subtlety here. Goes okay, completely different direction. I was thinking like takes, and queen b3. But then there might be knight a5. But if you play queen b3 immediately, the point is after takes, you take with check first, because there's no good way to block, and then you recapture, and it's going to be annoying for black to deal with. Actually, maybe even recapture with the pawn there, because after knight takes, there's some bishop c6. Anyway, did not occur at all. So let's see here. So yeah, so c4 is a very typical and well-timed idea, and now he's going to make use of these weaknesses, Maroon. So now taking with the pawn, he's considering knight e6. I love this careful decision making by Maroon. And now f5 is dropping as well. Yeah, f5 is just dropping, which is problematic. Okay. So knight takes f5. The point is you open up Hell's Gates on f2. I guess so. But then like queen g4, he goes even knight. Alright, what's the point though? After rook f7, rook f7 is the only move, of course. Ah, then you just take d5 maybe. Huh. Take d5 now? Yeah. No reason not to. No reason not to just pick up a free pawn. Of course there's queen takes b2, but that should never really work. I mean, it's not so simple to see why though, because yeah, because queen takes b2, how are you unleashing the discovery here? Some knight c7 can be met with rook d8, so not so easy. Ah, this potentially missed by Maroon. Queen b3 is forced now, or actually no, queen d6 is fine. Yeah, he could play queen d6. Let's see what he's going to go for. Queen d6 is reasonable. Goes queen b3, okay. Yeah. Let's have knight c5, knight f4 even, e6. Yeah, this isn't going to last much longer, to be honest, for white. This position is still tricky. He has to be careful, but yeah, I'm not seeing this going well for Maroon here, for Ahmed here. Still trying to fight. What does he play here though? I mean, this is a very annoying position. Okay. Just knight c5. Why not? Knight c5 and d6 and okay, knight c6. Yep. That's a pinned piece. That's a pinned piece. You can actually even take on f5 now, I guess. Yeah, take on e8 first and then take on f5. What's the issue there? Issue. Ah, but now e5 is hanging. He takes on f4. Yeah, but now... Ah, there's bishop e6. Ah, so if rook takes e5, bishop e6. And there's no way to save this guy. And there aren't any tricks connected with this. I mean, there are, but they don't work. You just go rook f1. Ooh, that's a problem. And bishop g6, of course, is a threat. Yeah, this is gone. Because if like knight d5 blocking the diagonal, there's just this. Yeah, no way to defend actually, I believe. King f8 also just, yeah, he just resigns. Okay. So what's good in this match is that Penta is understanding when to resign. That's actually quite rare for someone who's outrated by that much. Usually you think, okay, I need to play on, maybe my opponent would mess up, and that's usually a good idea, but in these kinds of matches, especially with the time ticking, no, you shouldn't do that. The check Benoni! Hey, with a6, hey, I don't approve of this. He wants to go for an early bishop g5, yeah. This is the new way to play the check Benoni. Many players I'm seeing are playing this, and of course it's blameless. I mean, you're getting rid of your bad dark squared bishop. What could be wrong about it, actually? And here you can play knight d7, so that you yourself don't lose your good light squared bishop, and black is able to get rid of their bad light squared bishop. So this is a strategic win, to be honest, for black here. Knight h6 attacking the bishop and asking it some important questions. a5, h5 could have been interesting as well, to be honest. h5 and knight h6. Yeah. And notice here that this is actually very smart, because white is going to be so annoyed by this. Thank you. He's going to be so annoyed by this pressure here that he's going to push f4, which is actually a strategic error, because after taking, there's this really big knight e5 move, which really cements the knight on e5, and that's a big strategic plus in these positions as black. I've won so many games where I just very simply got my knight to e5 and the game was over. Actually, I just like put my knight on e5 and slowly maneuvered my pieces, and yeah, we're going to probably see something like this now. He doesn't go knight e5 yet because of this tension, which is usually not present in most check Benonis. Yeah, he goes b5 instead. The better idea, actually, because knight e5 is forever in your at your disposal, in your reach, but b5 is not, because a4 can't come. So in the check Benoni, you have to play b5, and if it's available, you have to play it. You can't waste any more time. Yeah, now knight g4, knight e5. Whoops. Knight g4, knight e5. It's going to be very annoying. So let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah, this is already, to be honest, strategically, this is completely losing for white. Black has gotten in b5. He even won this good light squared bishop for white and hasn't lost his good light squared bishop. I mean, not good light squared bishop, but I mean, he hasn't lost his light squared bishop, so he still retains the bishop pair. And he's gotten rid of white's good light squared bishop. And he's going to get rid of his bad black dark squared bishop, which is active now. And his... okay, actually, I messed up. Black's bishop is the good one, the good light squared bishop, and it's still there. And he's also won the bishop pair. And he's going to get rid of his bad dark squared bishop, or if not get rid of it, the bishop is active on g5, and he has this b file to work with, and he has this e5 square. So this is completely strategically lost, actually, for white. Okay, so knight e5, probably simple. Yeah, I don't really... Okay, he wants to go bishop d4, maybe. Okay, so now with bishop d4 even, you don't even want to trade the dark squared bishops anymore. Your bishop is quite active. No real reason to trade that anymore. The problem is usually the pawn chain there makes this bishop really bad. But in this case, hey, is this bishop so bad? And now it's going to be very aggressive. King f1, there's knight takes h2. And king h1, there's knight f2. So this is actually just now tactically losing. So yeah. Okay. I think Vanta should resign. Actually, he's been good at resigning in the correct spot. Maybe even queen h4 here, not taking on h2. That's an idea. It's an idea, yeah, definitely. So that when you take on h2 with check, Okay, he doesn't even see the need to go there. Actually, we need to add an extra minute. So maybe this, yeah, if Penta spends like 30 extra seconds here, it's going to be over for the 5+1. Yeah, now knight e2, I guess, is the only move basically. Knight c e2. So is he going to play it or get an extra 5+1 game? Okay, yeah, I think this is, over here. I started the clocks when they spent like 1 minute each actually, so this is going to be over. So yeah, just informed the players that the 5+1 is over. And they have 30 minutes of 3+1. And they're off, okay. Let me make sure I press the timer on time. Alright, so okay, they've started. And they're off. Whoopsie doozy. Okay, I need to add like an extra 5 seconds or something. Okay, 3+1. Some more fast-paced chess. Penta switching to e4 and Maroon here going for the Goliath. So let's see what he has in store here. The Goliath. Ah, that's nice. So if takes on c5, you take on e5. Wait, no, was that working? I guess just knight d7 and then you can, yeah, so that's the point. So if takes, knight d7, and you're going to pick up one of these pawns, thanks especially to the pin. So he breaks the pin, and now just bishop e7. Still this idea is working. And Maroon not caring about a5, he still wants to go knight d7. Then maybe like a6, you're forced to go b6 and queen c7 there. Yeah, that's fine as well. Okay. a4 is kind of not in the best spot. Knight a5 maybe, okay. Rook c8. Knight a5 is going to come. Knight a5. Intending to go knight b3, knight c4, these kinds of ideas. Probably knight c4. So just knight a5 now. Yep. b4 is of course something you have to calculate, but not really much going on there. b4 a5 actually. Yeah, not much, no. 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 Yeah, so, okay. b4, knight c4. Knight a c4, of course, not knight b c4. You have to be careful with your squares. Alright, so knight c4, knight b3, rook a3, there's no point there. So just knight c4, knight a c4. Okay, and knight takes e3 is quite annoying, to be honest, just picking up that dark squared bishop. And then the second knight will come to c4, so also getting rid of your superfluous knights situation. Superfluous knights, a concept from Dvoretsky, where two knights like this, just fighting basically for the same square, so the other is redundant. So the b6 knight would wish that the c4 knight were traded off, because it wants to be in its place on c4. So they're kind of stepping on each other's toes, so superfluous knights. Bishop g5. Again, an important strategic idea. Now just knight d2. Knight d2 is a big positional move, because you hit these two pieces, and if this takes on f3, then queen takes, there's rook takes c2, so you have to take with the g pawn, and that's not optimal. So I would have preferred that actually to knight b2. Knight b2 isn't really here or there. It does, I guess, pick up a pawn, and there's knight c3, but okay, maybe actually better than my move, because mine was a bit positional, while this is just tactically winning a pawn. So bishop g5 also very important as well, just remember, because you're getting that bishop to an active spot and trying to trade it off because your pawns are on light squares. So actually, yeah, this bishop is fine in this position, so what I'm going to say strategically doesn't, I mean, this one strategic point doesn't make a lot of sense, but the bishop on e7 isn't active, but on g5 it is. So this, in this case, not like in the previous Czech Benoni example, this is more about activating the bishop rather than trading off a bad dark squared bishop. You have to be careful of f6 here. Ooh. Maroon and some queen g5 has to be played, otherwise you're... Or knight e4. Knight e4. Knight e4. Oh, I would have preferred knight e4. Ah! I'm missing the tactics. See, Maroon is sharp tactically and amazing positionally, so... Wow. Wow. Okay. And we're getting... the dragon. Dragon. And Maroon playing his patented knight e2 stuff. So very closed Sicilian-esque position. Knight d5 here. Just plonking that knight on an advanced and powerful square. And I guess you just play normally here as white. Actually not too normally, because if you play bishop e3, knight takes d5. There's c takes d5, because I was afraid maybe of losing the b2 pawn, but anyway there's even always rook b1 there. So yeah, I was talking about some of this stuff. There's always rook b1 anyway, but it doesn't even come to that, because when you take on here, you're attacking the knight. Anyway, a moot point. Let's continue with the game. So f4. So the knights are maybe superfluous here, but they're on some nice squares. Well, one of them is on a nice square, and it can immediately be replaced by its fellow brethren. And f4 f5 is an aggressive move here, and this bishop is looking a bit silly, looking at its own pawn. So yeah, white should be quite happy in this position. Should be quite happy. Now bishop f6. If h takes, bishop f6, bishop g5 I mean, it's going to be an annoying pin. Bishop g5. Very annoying pin actually. And this d5 pawn, thanks to the g2 bishop, it's quite strong. I missed queen b6 check. Oh. Oops. Okay, but still the knight is attacked. So what are you going to play now? Knight d7? There's even like queen f3. He drops a piece. And knowing Maroon, he's considering rook takes f6 here. Yeah, but no need for any of these fancy moves. Just pick up a piece. Let's see his reaction. Okay. Ahmad very stoic here. Okay, so 9-0 already. Wow. Maroon in top shape. Not even dropping a single game. That's actually quite amazing. That's actually quite amazing. Remember that the first seed Joe lost 2 games against Gadi. Now Gadi at his peak I think outrates Penta A5 by a bit. Right? Or no? Yeah, maybe Penta A5 beat like... Huh. I don't know actually. I guess not. Oh, then Gadi wouldn't be the 16th seed, right? Yeah. Anyway, Joe dropped 2 games there. So if Maroon, it's not like proof of anything. It's not like going to be proof that Maroon will beat Joe in the individual matchup or anything. But it should be like a psychological edge for Maroon at least. Probably even not, but like, okay. Just trying to spice it up, create some drama that's not there. Yeah. It's also quite a good position for black. Very stable. Yeah, this e3 d4 structure is a bit weak. Queen h4, queen g3. Queen h4, queen g3. Going to be a bit annoying. I realize I don't have the... So I've been talking about... sorry for the sniffles, by the way. Yeah, I need to show the board coordinates, to be honest. It's just better practice, to be honest. Yeah. Sorry for the sniffles. Okay, I'll take care of them. Just 1 second. Right, my bad there. Okay, so black's position has gotten even better. Very stable knight on e4. Knight takes c3 can come at any moment, and then even faster than knight takes. Yeah, king h1, knight f2 would be checkmate, and knight g3 is very but knight g3 there's king f2. Wait, don't rush. Don't rush. Maybe just bishop g3. Just bishop g3 and bishop h4, queen g3, whatever. So bishop h3 attacking this, and if takes, you take back. Takes here, you take like this. You're still attacking the rook, so rook e2. And then like bishop h4, intending to get in. Okay, he goes knight f2. What has he seen? Bishop d3. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. I was looking at the slow approach, which does win, of course, but knight e2 check is curtains. If knight takes, rook takes. And if bishop takes, queen g3 is a beautiful checkmate with the bishop blocking these this escape square and this escape square. Knight b3. Wow. Exquisite. He even pre-moved that. Wow. Knight e4 was also mate, but he went h1 for the style points. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. I'm stunned. Like, he's very sharp tactically. That's why he's not like, if the stronger player here is so sharp tactically, there's no way to beat him. I mean, Joe in his match against Gadi, he was missing some things. I mean, not to harp too much on that match. Just thinking out loud in terms of the differences. It's not like it means anything again, but yeah, I mean that just to explain like how such a stronger player like in that Joe versus Gadi or Game Over Bro versus Penta A5 matchup, how these differences occur. So in that matchup, Joe wasn't tactically sharp. Here, Maroon is playing like so well tactically. It's flabbergasting to be honest. Like he's not missing anything and doing all of these precise, crazy mates and tiny tactical details. He's come to play. Oh, he just drops a piece and immediately resigns. Okay, the mercy clause actually might be in effect. So actually, yeah, halfway into the 3+1, one side is leading by 12 games. The matches can be immediately aborted, or actually should be immediately aborted. Granted, both parties do not want to continue. I mean, both parties want to continue. So if both sides want to continue the match, they can. If yeah, if they want to. If the mercy clause is in effect, or mercy rule rather. So mercy rule here is if halfway into the 3+1, one side is leading by 12 points, the match is declared over and a win for the side that's up 12 points. And if the match is if someone enters the bullet with a 9-point lead, then that match is also immediately declared over. So King F8 getting out of this E-line pin, not Elon pin. And yeah, making use of the fact that black is the one with the dark squared bishop, so you're never going to be really attacked alongside the dark squares with your king being on F8. So that's threatening mate. Okay. Tricky. And there's queen b4 in the air as well. Huh. Quite annoying. Queen b4 threatening queen takes b2 and queen takes d4. So okay, g3 was definitely the move anyway. It takes. Now after queen takes d3, there are always these ideas in the air with like knight g6 check, f5 just completely preventing any of these shenanigans, and anyway they weren't present of course. h5 denying queen h5, mechanically blocking queen h5. That's a good move as well. And now queen b4 at any point. Queen b4 now. b5. Okay, maybe it too quickly played. Queen b4 made more sense there. Just attacking b2 and d4. Yeah, now knight f4 is going to come and it's starting to look a bit annoying. Hey. Knight f4 and g6, e6. Knight takes f5, knight takes d5. All of these light squared ideas are floating in the air, and yeah, it's not easy for black. Okay, it does go queen b4 now, but too little too late. No, just b3. And what's the problem? Yup, b3. And it's tough to find queen d2, but rook e1, rook e d1. It's tough to find moves for. Okay, just allowing rook takes c2. Is there a problem with rook takes c2 tactically? He even plays it safe and takes here, though not the safest because there's queen e5 at some point. Queen e5 is not really the problem. Ooh, opening up the g file. Okay, now rook takes c2, come on. It's going to be a problem. Okay, just a second. Alright. So he takes on d4. Okay, I don't know. Rook takes c2 is definitely possible, but this is also, of course, completely fine and dandy. Queen f6 is trapping that. Yeah, you have to go knight g2 though. Okay. Just takes here and queen e4, right? Even c3, okay. Different direction there. Okay, now you take and queen e4. The endgame should be very easily winning. So takes. Queen takes, queen e4, takes, takes. You have access to the d5 square. Okay, maybe he wants to play some here, but that's actually not. It is working, no. And you have to be careful because of queen a8, you have to go back with the rook because any of this stuff. There's a discovery. Okay, completely different direction. Knight g6, just stopping any future knight here, and the knight only has this square, which is a pathetic square anyway. Okay, a6 is attacked. A6 is attacked. A6 is attacked. He can just take on a6, I think. Okay, now after takes on a6, you have takes on c2. I think he missed an queen takes h3 is mate. Watch out. Watch out for that. Penta. 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 Ah. Okay. Just saying that the mercy clause is in effect. So unless both sides agree to continue, you should stop the match, is what I sent them. Mercy clause is in effect. Okay, they have to play out this game anyway. Again, quite a powerful position here. Knight takes is forced. And then some knight e5 intending knight c6. It's also not looking so great. Or knight d4 actually. Alright, so yeah, so just making sure they want to continue here. Okay, let's see this game anyway. So knight e5, bishop c6, bishop b7, and some b4 maybe. b4 knight c6, b4 knight e4 I guess. Knight c6 takes. Yeah, no, that was actually completely fine for white as well. Okay, knight e4 anyway. Yeah, I don't get knight d3. Why not? Why not just b4? And if knight e4, knight c6 takes is basically forced. Well, not really forced, but you take, and if like taking on b4, you just take on. Actually, yeah, you can't take on d5. There's a knight there, so. Huh. Maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. Okay. Well, I think it's still fine, but. Okay. Okay, watch out for knight d2 with a forkeroni. Okay, they agreed to continue. Awesome. So we're going to see the bullet. Ah, knight d2. Yeah, I mentioned this. You had to watch out. Okay, so for all of Maroon's sharpness, hey, he blundered something. Oh, are we going to see a victory by Ahmad? Gets us excited as commentators, of course. We want to see upsets occur. So, yeah, let's see if that's going to happen. Well, okay, he's dropped a pawn. So, already a mistake. And now e4 is going to cement that bishop on d5. Ugh. Bishop takes f7. No, that doesn't work. Just king. b3. b3. Could have also considered rook d2 to keep the pawns and everything intact, but yeah, doesn't go for it. So okay, I'm just finding it funny because everyone wanted some kind of mercy clause, and they can resign the match at any point. By the way, they have the complete freedom to do that. But yeah, no one's used it yet, the mercy clause. It's been in effect in the Joe Reddy match. Was it in effect in any other match? No, I don't think so, yeah. Maybe in the Adib Munir match. We didn't cover that on stream or video though. I should, I guess, at some point. I don't like keeping something not covered, but it's quite, you know, time consuming to do it. Especially after the match is like long over and everyone knows the score and all of that. Okay, so this pawn on e6 is very dangerous, but is it going to amount to much? The queen is protecting e7, so yeah, okay. I mean, this is the best opportunity for Ahmad. The entire oh, king h1 is basically forced, right? King f2. Okay, so he doesn't care about rook f2. Reasonable. 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 Yeah, I mean, there's nothing immediate. Queen f5 just takes. Rook takes f5. e7. Rook e8. Okay. Ah, rook f3. Rook f3. That's dangerous. Okay, but maybe queen e5. Actually, not. Yeah. Queen e5. Queen d6. Why not queen e5? Nah, he's messing up. There was the option of playing e7, by the way. And e7 now. Okay, he's lost. That was the best opportunity for Penta a5. Tragic. Tragic. Should have even tried like rook f3 at the end there. Didn't work. Of course it didn't work, but I mean, yeah, just like try something. But yeah, of course, Maroon is going to promote there. Okay, Siciliano. Siciliano. Let's see. Can variation. All right. No. c5. So d5 at some point. Or castles first. Not familiar with the intricacies here. Okay, knight e5. Knight g4, I guess, is the move now. Or like h5, knight g4. I know these kinds of attacking ideas are at least not stupid in the Khan. Knight g4 now. Why not? Again, I know that they're not stupid. Alright. Bishop b7. h5, very typical. And if h3, for example, you can never like black doesn't even have to move the knight, because if you take, just h takes and the bishop on c5 is really locking in the king. So after this, it's GG basically. Have to give up the queen when that's game. So he plays d5, making use of this tactical nuance. I guess just knight e4 now. Very big threats on the board. How is he going to take, with the bishop or the knight? Takes with the bishop. Still though, not easy to see how black will play this. Okay, now maybe just knight takes e5. I guess, yeah. Like long castles or something. Knight takes e5, queen takes, okay. Going for an endgame. Yep. You're just up a pawn. You're just up a pawn. Ah, bishop f4 was smart. Okay. Yeah, not much doing there. Now knight f2 check even. I guess that works, yeah. Takes first. Yeah, that also works tactically. A bit dangerous though to allow this, to be honest, but okay. Queen e5. Now queen takes b6 though. Ah, there's queen h2 mate. He resigns. Okay, I mean, yeah, reasonable to resign. So one more 3+1 game. Okay. Ah, the queen trade line. Haha. Yeah, this isn't actually as bad as it seems for black, but to be honest, it's... Oh, they moved on to 1+1. Okay. I didn't even notice. I mean, the match is over anyway, so they can do whatever they want. But... yeah, okay. I mean, as long as both sides are happy, it doesn't matter to be so strict with the rules. Usually what should be done though, like when you have rules, because sometimes both sides can tell you that they're happy, but then like after a while claim, hey, I wasn't happy with that decision. And then what are you supposed to do? I mean, of course this is a friendly match. I mean, bishop e3 ends the game. Okay, he was considering rook d1, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, just speaking a bit philosophically, like both sides can tell you they're happy with the match, but then later on say, hey, you didn't follow the rules you set forth. I'm not happy, and the rules say otherwise, so what did you do there? But of course, I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen, of course. This is a friendly match, and don't get me wrong, but I'm just like speaking a bit philosophically, like why it's still important to follow the rules. And I bet many people are decrying the rules. Okay. I feel a bit like Gustafsson and talking about that island of his where all the chess players go. Let's get back to the chess. No more silly philosophical exercises. Okay, so yeah, what's going on here? Okay, just attacking the h-pawn. No need to do anything fancy here. No need. Just allows rook f7, but that's not a problem. You just step out of the way, and it's not like white has much here. Okay, this knight on c4, it seems powerful, but it needs to like reroute a bit. Okay, b4. Okay, now yeah, b4, knight takes e4, and you're winning a pawn. Actually, there's rook takes e6 check. Not that like of course white is still losing, but it's at least staying in the game somehow. Yeah, I mean, black is just up an exchange and a pawn. Simply over. Okay. Allowing knight f6 check, though that's a blunder because the knight is covering. Okay. And he resigns. Rightfully so. Okay. Ooh. By the way, let's switch a bit to Panta a5. We didn't give him enough of a spotlight here. Okay. Oh, this is very dangerous. Ah, now Panta a5 is black. Yeah, this is... Oh, he drops b7. No! This position, like, it was dangerous, but there was some play left. He should resign this. I commended him before for knowing when to resign. This is definitely a resignable position. And you get more games against a stronger opponent. You improve that way. This way you're not improving. Rook a7, rook b8, run into knight c6 with a nasty fork. This is game over. Bro. Ah, bishop b4. Ah, we missed that. Still, of course, white is like material wise, he's still winning, and yeah, bishop takes h7, Greek gift. Game over, bro. If you took that, there was knight g5 check with a nasty attack, and yeah, just this. Okay, he's picking up the material. Queen h5 is coming. Knight takes e6. That's it. That's all she wrote. Something like g6. Yeah, this is just mate in 2. Yeah, dicey. By the way, this is rated, so Maroon could lose a lot of rating points if he loses this any of these games. So let's see. Ooh, I caught him pre-moving. Oh, I was just saying that. Got him pre-moving. Okay, let's see if Maroon is going to come back from this. Maroon in these positions, oh, he's so dangerous. If g3 h5 is going to come, I don't envy Penta a5 in this position. He needs to develop. Oh, Maroon is long castling. Penta a5, you need to develop. Keep the pieces out. No other way around it. Queen e2, yes, knight e4 is coming. Knight e4. Queen takes g4 even. Knight e4 also. Knight a3, knight c4, all of that. No, don't give the d4 square. That's going to be dangerous. Ooh, that's a dirty trick. No, no. That's, oh, Maroon. Oh god, no. Penta a5. I mean, when you're up a piece against Maroon, don't castle, okay? If he hadn't castled, I think he would have won. Castling. Oh god, knight f6. That's such a trick. Oh, and he's getting forked. Penta is collapsing. That's heart-wrenching, to be honest. Heart-wrenching, not heart-Daniel-wrenching. What? Okay. Queen b3, GG. No, he doesn't play Queen b3, Maroon. We were saying you're tactically sharp, bro. I mean, of course, he's still completely winning up a piece, but yeah, Queen b3. He plays it now. Is he going to play knight g5? No need. No need for that. Now knight g5 is a big issue. And the queen just dancing around now. Basically picking up. Oh, knight c5. Picking up c7. That's not going to work. Okay, try queen c6. He just resigns. Oof. Okay. Fair enough. Ha! This gambit. I've been playing it in Bughouse actually. In Orthodox chess, it's less good. Ooh. Another one of these attacks. Okay. It would be a moral victory if Penta a5 could just defend these attacks. Because he didn't defend them when he was a piece up. So if he can defend this attack where he's actually worse and equal on the material, that would be quite a moral victory. So let's see if Penta a5 is going to be up to the task. And so far he's been doing a good job. h3 now. Yeah. Maybe something crazy like queen d7 actually. Actually, queen d7 wasn't crazy. Queen d7 was a good move. Yeah. Maybe. Okay, knight g3 is coming. Rook f3. Okay. Go up. And now knight e4, controlling the square. Doesn't even... What? e4 now. e4 is powerful. Huh. That's the opportunity there. Maroon did. Not playing knight e4 is a bit strange. Oh wait, what am I saying? It's still unprotected. Yeah, okay. Oh. That's questionable. I mean, actually, to be honest, how much worse is white in this position? He has the bishop pair in this position. Look at these stellar bishops. Ooh, drops one. Rook g1. Rook g1, you're safe. Rook g1. There's always bishop takes c2 though. Yeah, he should have played bishop takes c2 to be honest. No real reason not to. Yeah, white defended this. See, this is a moral victory to be honest. Even though he might still lose this game. Actually, after bishop e1 and bishop takes h4, is he going to really lose this game? Huh. c3 now. c3 and bishop f2. Okay, I mean bishop takes c2 isn't the easiest decision because there's rook c1. Yeah, so maybe not the best. Queen takes f5 is a threat. Then rook takes e7. Not simple. Maroon always on top of all of these tactics though. And he misses this. But still, c7 is attacked. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, just drops the... No, doesn't drop the rook actually. Okay, that's a nervous decision to be honest. And why not take on e4 at least? Nah. Yeah, he messed that up. He got really close there. Really close. C3 isn't such a bad move. Magnus has even played it in the classical. Yeah, you just transposed to a London system. Or a Cole Zuckertort, whatever. Oof. Yeah, this is one of these attacking positions. Not so good. He plays f5. It's a principled move in these positions just to get some breathing room, but yeah, now queen g6 is basically unstoppable. Yeah, so knight b6 had to be played, only move basically. Yeah, and here you've just lost so much positionally as black, so even though you've kind of not gotten mated, you're still lost because you're down a pawn, and yeah, it's just too dangerous. Queen g6 now. Queen g6 forces queen g5. Okay, he doesn't even want to allow. Now he's threatening queen g6 because now queen g5 isn't possible. So that was the point. Damn. Damn. So impressive by Le Maroux. Maroux playing some amazing chess. Okay, so Ahmed did well here to come back a bit, but it's just a piece now. It's just a piece now. Yeah. He should resign and just enjoy the last, probably, game of the match. Okay, rook f2 even covering queen e2 check, though that's not even necessary because after queen e2 check you can still play rook f2. Knight e5 maybe. So rook g6 is a threat, you have to watch out. I goes knight h4, okay. With knight f5 as... Oh, wow. Wow. Damn. So good. This guy is so good. Oh my god. So sharp. So accurate. Wow. Knight h4 with the idea of going knight f5 and seeing that after rook g6 you have knight e7 check. He saw that so quickly. Okay. So let me just have the message ready that the match will be over in just a few seconds. So again, oh, Penta a5 is white here. He has an attack. Let's see. Let's see the attack. Okay, opening up the H file, so dangerous when you're playing against Maroon here. Very dangerous. Let's see. Some queen f2 at some point, right? Yeah. Alright. Alright. Queen f2. Why not? Bishop takes f7 check. Do we have... Why not bishop takes f7 check? Ah, because then... No, but you don't have to take on g5. You just play like bishop takes h7 and let's say like bishop d2 maybe. Yeah, probably better than what this is. Because this isn't much. Ooh, h3 intending g4, trapping the bishop, I like. Queen f5 because if bishop g6, queen takes g6 check, making use of the pin. Could have been something. Okay, let me stop the match clocks. So what I'm saying here was that this is a tricky move because of here just takes and the pin means that your queen is not in fact hanging and black would have lost a bish. Okay, did not occur. Still white is... Okay, now knight e3 is coming. I don't like this anymore. Just allowing knight e3, huh? Yeah, I don't like this for white. Takes... Okay, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Fighting on, huh? Huh. No, he's just losing too many pawns. Wait, takes f4? Oh, takes g6. Ooh. Why didn't he play knight takes g6? What? That would have won on the spot. Oh my god, Penta, no. Penta. Oh. Are they going to draw this? Oh, this is a draw. congrats to Penta. Gets a draw. Wait, no. Oh my god. Oh no, this is still it. Okay, that's a moral victory. He stopped. Well, he got double adopted actually, but he stopped like the entire. Like at least got something. And yeah, we're seeing some. Yeah, they're just talking a bit with each other. Could maybe even set up an interview. Yeah, problem is I'm not set up for an interview. I need to set up like the mic and stuff, like headphones and stuff like that. So maybe next time. Yeah, but that's a nice moral victory there for Penta. Alright, so okay, I'll be ending this recording now. Always a pleasure to be commentating these matches, very fun. Alright guys, so with that, thank you for watching, and yeah, take care. See you in the next Blullet Knockouts, next matches. Alright guys, take care. Bye.